Okay, okay. So everybody, hello. Thank you. You've been with today. I am really pleasure to be here. I am also thank Rob and Elizabeth to inviting this opportunity in the first time. Okay, my topic will be about for transforming EF through game-based learning in the first century class. Okay, what is the game? What is the game-based learning? Game-based learning is a time gameplay that defines learning outcome and meaningful learning experience. It describes an approach to teaching where the student explore relevant aspect gained in the learning content designed by the teacher. Okay, so I am going to show the principle and mechanic of the game-based learning. One is the principle in the game-based learning are intrinsic motivation, learning through intensive enjoyment, authenticity, self-regulation, and autonomy. The intrinsic motivation refers to the behavior for the driven by internal rewardness. Learning through intensive enjoyment is a few words for the playful and interaction, and authenticity is contextualized for the goal. Is the goal and insight for the abstract learning. But self-regulation is the learning to manage their emotion and behavior. And autonomy is the passion for the interest for the late to will. If you compare the mechanisms are mentioned to change goals, the progressive difficult levels, interaction and decreased learning control, and immediately constructive feedback. What is the impact on the teacher practice for the game-based learning? This student provide an alternative approach that allows for the engaging and student-centered by virtual to the cognitive tool for problem solving and knowledge construction based on the constructive learning. Okay, the main factor we have enjoyment and motivation, the teacher role, the classroom manager, and the teacher skill. The enjoyment and motivation is of the teacher to engage in the activity, which can also encourage for the student to want to take to part, is to say that the teacher is as well. The teacher role is a play vital role in the life of the student. And the EF classroom manager is a challenge for all the teachers, but you adequate the manager in the classroom environment for the necessity conditional of the cognitive. And the teacher skill is specific for the using game. Can you let to the teacher become for the ICTL orientated? Okay, this means that the benefit for using game in the classroom are to make the classroom more fun and engaging, to develop the problem solving skill, to increase learning and memory capacity, to motivate learners to complete the task, to ask the learners to focus on the more attentive to the acquirement, to evaluate the learners in the formative assessment, and to deliver an instant for the feedback. As can see in this slide, the student learn outcome to be visual. In the first part is a visual. Visual is the act to the best tool to the learning and make it teaching effective and the best dissemination of the knowledge. The greater collaboration is the student enjoy working together. And the concentration on focus is a different property of the attention in the short time or the long term. In the teamwork is the opportunity to make the student to work together and share responsibility. Okay, the limitation of the basic learning. It includes the cost for the events as well as the shift of the priority. However, there's some limitation gains basic learning to need considering before educator can use it in practice. In this case, use the curriculum, the game related, the attitude, the teacher support, and the assessment. Game-based learning. Game-based lesson learning for assessment. Allow to measure a student learning to provide the teacher with an authentic and usable expression with the target feedback. So, they are three concept learning activity in which a student perform the action. Is external assessment, is a game scoring, and involvement aspect. I love to use, for example, Padlet. Padlet is create a good environment that permits the student to improve your skill. Game-based learning for individual need. This is important. Said because is to combine all the multiple intelligence for the linguistic, for the body kinesthetic, naturalist, logical, mathematical, musical, visual space, intrapersonal, interpersonal. And the principle is to regarding intellectual ability to more broadly is a drawing a picture, composition, or the listen to music, watching a perform. To provide the opportunity to authentic learning based on the student need, interests, and talents. To integrate the virtual environment with the member of the community into the learning process. To demonstrate and share the strength and inscribe the self-esteem and the self-regulation. Okay, like which we can transform our classrooms through the virtual environment that allow to the student to be the critical and reflective within the second language acquisition. To be effective for the game learning, the following recommendations are: apply the format evaluation to ensure the game enjoyment and raising interest, build both to the level of address target group for the student specific aid, adapted learning plans, giving the teacher the freedom to run an awareness creation action, and the use of the co-creation methods and tools involve the teacher and the children contribute to the good design of the serious game. In this case, I use for the Quixi. Quixi is a platform you permit to create a format assessment. This is motivate for the students in this application. Okay, in the conclusion for this game-based learning, I find for the game-based learning is an effective approach to make a positive change in the student behavior and the attitude toward learning, which will enhance learning potential. Game can increase learning motivation to complete them and engage a student-friendly competitive environment with other learners. And learning opportunity is something that the teacher should strive to ensure of the students. Okay, that's it. Thank you for giving me your opportunity. Rob, thank you.
Well, you still have 2 minutes left. We'll slow you down in the recording. No, that was great. Thank you so much. And this is one of the biggest discussions that I hear take place about this online learning because of COVID is how we're going to do assessment. And, you know, it's very difficult, you know, between people cheating, people with everything else. Nothing's perfect yet, I don't think, is there? How do you deal with the test taking? Do you do any specific testing?
For example, I apply for a student need. Yeah, okay, the student, I incorporate the different platform where you include, for example, for the students, you present for the visual impaired. Yeah, but that permits to communicate, a real communicate, and the student you acquire effective knowledge, but you create the effective learning, the good environment, the virtual environment. But this is the clear rule in our 21st century.
Great.